Good evening. My name is Andy Lopez Barnett. Let's take a look at our first weekend of the new year, beginning with our wind alerts. Now, we have been tracking a wind advisory that would expire and then reappear all week. For this wind advisory, we're adding a couple of new places to the mix here. Now, along the Gaviota coast, our wind advisory is set to expire by 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're still going to see those wind speeds at about 20 to 30 miles per hour with those gusts up to about 45 to 50. For those higher terrain areas and even partial of Morro Bay, we are going to add those areas to the wind advisory. Those will expire on 10 a.m. on Sunday. We're looking at about the same wind speeds, 20 to 30 miles per hour, and then those gusts are going to be up to about 50 miles per hour. On top of that, we are tracking a bit of some dense fog as we head into our overnight early morning hours. Around 8 o'clock tonight for our Friday, we are going to see some pretty dense fog for Santa Maria and Longpoke, and also you can see it over in Morro Bay. Santa Barbara not looking too bad, but for those beach communities down to Ventura County, we can expect some pretty foggy conditions. Headed into our early morning Saturday, that fog will start to shift to Paso Robles down to the Coyama Valley, and we'll start to see a bit of some dense fog over there. But into our early morning, midday, we'll start to see that fog slowly dissipate. Some areas will see some of that fog linger, but by about the afternoon tomorrow, we're expecting mostly clear skies as we head into our Saturday afternoon. And then into our Saturday evening, we'll start to see a little bit of that fog slowly start to roll in once again. Here's a look what we're tracking for the next 3 days and why we're seeing those gusty winds and fog. Now, we are seeing a weak trough of low pressure that's dropping down to the central coast. That's bringing some cooler temperatures and those cooler winds. As we head into our Saturday and that trough of low starts to exit the region, it's going to leave behind those cold temperatures and winds once again. Now, here in the distance, we are tracking the next ridge of high pressure, but until then, we're going to feel those temperatures on the cooler side. Not so much of some partly cloudy skies for our Saturday, just as we saw, but as we head into our Sunday, we'll see a little bit more of those warmer conditions. That's because that ridge of high pressure is going to start to slowly build in, and then headed into next week, we're expecting those warmer conditions to return as well. Here's a look at your forecast for tonight and tomorrow. Temperatures for your overnight hours not looking too bad. We are going to remain in that 40 to 50 degree range, and then for daytime highs, some areas cooling further. So take a look over in Orchid, warming up to about 60 degrees. Over in Vandenberg, only up to about 59 for your daytime high. So definitely want to keep those sweaters out for the next couple of days. Over in Cambria, about 60 degrees, and then Paso Robles down to the California Valley. We're going to stay in that 50 degree range as well. As for Ventura County, as I mentioned, those beach communities going to see some fog for your early morning into our midday, but then we'll start to see some clear skies and our high at about 61 degrees. That's look at your forecast.